Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you my controller stuff. So people were asking about my controller mappings for this particular game. I also use this for Armored Core 3 as well. So first of all, let me show you the in-game key bindings. If you come over here to options and then key assign, you'll see that my button mappings are an absolute mess. I don't know what I was doing here because this game save is from like when I used to play on my PSP. So I don't know what's going on here. And the reason why is because I don't actually change the button mappings in the game. Instead, I change them directly in the emulator settings, game settings, and then to controls. This is where I do my key mapping. The reason for that is because if you come over here to the disarm stuff, you can't drop used up parts if you like mess with the key bindings in a way that the game doesn't like. So you kind of have to leave the stuff default over here. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. So instead, I change everything from here. So with that in mind, let me show you my settings. So let me go to a test run. Alright, let me grab this one. And let me come over to the VR test. What you'll see is, so the left analog stick moves us forwards and backwards. Left and right will do the strafing. The right analog stick controls the camera. Left, right, up, down. Now I do have to mess around with the dead zone because right now there's like a massive dead zone and it's really difficult to control the camera with it. So I'll fix that like later. So that's kind of the reason why you'd prefer to go for the PS2 version. It'd be because of the better camera controls. Then the select controls the map function. Now because of the way I've remapped the buttons, I can't actually use this stuff to control the map because it doesn't do the things. So I actually have to go down to my keyboard, which is underneath here. And then I use the arrow keys for the D-pad. These settings will control the analog stick. These ones will control the face buttons. You can map them to whatever you want. I've just kept them default. So when I'm at navigate menus, I use the keyboard. For the gameplay, I use the controller. It's a bit annoying, but you get used to it. If I click on the left analog stick, I can switch between my weapons. If I click on the right one, nothing happens. Now, if you move over to the triggers, the right trigger will make it so you boost. The left trigger controls the rewind function on ppsspp. I turned it off because it takes up a lot of RAM, but what it lets you do is that you click it once and you can rewind a couple of seconds back. It's actually very useful. Right now it seems to be mapped to shooting both weapons at once. Not like I've ever used that, but yeah. This controls the right arm as well as the back weapons. This one controls the left arm. Over here, these control the disarming. This one does nothing. If I want to drop a weapon, currently I've got the micro missiles selected, so I can just click on this. Bye, it's gone. And click this one to remove the, what's it called? The extensions. This one takes out the left arm weapon. So instead of having to press multiple buttons at once, I just press this one only and can drop it. However, the limitation is that I can't be doing other stuff and press it because it doesn't always work. So I kind of like fly around, I let go, then I click. You can see how I'll fly around, I'll let go, and then I'll get back to business. Then this one controls the inside weapons overboost. Yeah, there it is, you can see the extensions activate. Then this one will control the overboost /EO. That's how my controls are set up. So now you might be wondering, how do I set up the multiple presses for the disarming? The way I do it is I come over to the settings. You have to look inside of the game to find out what the key combination is to disarm. Then you come over here, for example, I know for disarm selected weapon, press left, right, triangle, X, and then one of the D-pad buttons. So for example, this is A, so I make sure that this A essentially presses all those buttons at once. So if I press A, it presses left, it presses right, it presses the X, it presses the triangle, all at once. So if you look, you can see how, for example, here's B2, which is one of the face buttons. It's mapped to X, then I mapped it again to triangle, I mapped it again to L, and then to R as well. So B2, B4, and B3 are the face buttons. Map them to like multiple of the buttons. So that's how I went through with it. Thanks for watching.